So today I would like to express my views over how I learned English, and even I want to familiarize you with a game which is quite much beneficial and helpful for learning vocabulary and for enhancing the level of speaking English really. And even what the fact is that anyone can play this game. Even what the thing is that merely one guy can't play this game, but more than one individual can play this game really. And even anytime anywhere this game can be played really. And without running and waiting any moment of time, let me familiarize you with how I learned English. So the thing is that at once I got to know that speaking English, that can be quite much beneficial and crucial for learning English. And so I used to commence speaking English for 2 minutes, and speaking English for 2 minutes was itself my commencing time, the beginning time really. And even since I was a beginner, so I used to speak English merely for 2 minutes. As you know what, it was quite much impractical and unrealistic for me to speak English over 2 minutes really. And even by hook or by crook I could speak English for 2 minutes in the olden days, especially when I was in grade 10th really. And so the thing is that when I used to speak English, so I used to record my voice simultaneously. I used to record my voice so as to listen my voice later on, and even so as to discover the errors, the blunders while speaking English, and even so as to just discover the errors of pronunciation as well. As you know what, my accents used to be obnoxious earlier, and so I used to just listen whatever I used to speak. And even thereby I used to motivate and inspire myself for speaking more and more English, and especially for on the regular basis. And even one day I used to just open the recording, and I just wanted this, that my elder sister should try to listen to whatever I said earlier. But the thing is that instead of motivating me, she used to demotivate me by saying this, that your level of English, that is similar to the small, even to the little kids, especially the kids of grade 4th really. She told me straight away when she was in grade 4th, so her level of English was just similar to mine one in the olden days. And so due to which I didn't try to speak English, and even I didn't try to read the English books as well. And I used to brush aside the thought of working on English phrases, sentences, vocabulary, and words as well. And after a couple of months, the thing is that somehow I got motivated really. You know what, the thing is that at once I was just scrolling the phone, and there I explored one of the videos regarding how to learn English, and there I caught sight at the speaker. And even I got to know from the orator that the best way of learning English is to speak English, especially at least for 2 minutes really. And even so, by listening to her, I just got motivated, and I used to just commence speaking English for at least 2 minutes. And even in her same video she related this, that one should try to speak English for at least 20 minutes per day, and that would be quite much beneficial one and helpful one as well. And even that would help one to just get up to the C1 level, which is the advanced level of English really. And even what, the thing is that in the olden days I used to just speak on the fruits. I used to speak on the topic which named vegetables, fruits, colors, dresses. And now I know well first that the alternative of dresses are wardrobe, attires, robes, stuffs, clothes really. And even in the olden days I used to express my views over my today's journey. what I did today and what I would likely to do today and what I missed today. And even in the olden days, I used to speak my mind out on the house, even my room, even the wall hangings, the art and craft of mine. And even in the olden days, I used to just speak on the books and even the knowledge as well, as knowledge is power. And I used to take knowledge as the topic of speaking English, really. So these all things helped me quite much. In the olden days, I used to speak on ladyfinger. Even in the olden days, I used to speak on brinjal and other vegetables, especially onion. And I used to express my mind out over the taste as well. And especially I used to say about what I used to dislike, what I used to like about the vegetables, even about the fruits as well. And so thereby I learnt English, really. And especially according to me, recording the voice, that is quite much beneficial, as thereby one can just get to know about the errors which one does on the regular basis while speaking English. And according to me, hopefully this is quite much good. This thing, whatever I've said, is completely beneficial one, crucial one, significant, vital for all of the English learners, really. But let it be. And let me familiarize you with the name, place, animal, thing, game. Okay, so when I was in grade 8, so I got to know about this game from some of my classmates, my maths my colleagues, and even my peers as well. And especially one day they were just playing this game, and so I got interested in playing that same sort of game. And so very firstly, initially I used to just learn about the game, and thereafter I used to play the game with all of them. And so you know what, the thing is that the amount of copies should be equal to the amount of participants of the game. And one should be the diner, and the diner just speaks something, especially A B C D up to Z in the mind. And you know what, the thing is that the voice that should be the unaudible one. And moreover, the thing is that according to me, the diner would try to just speak A B C D in mind, and the others, one of the other participants should try to say stop word in the mildest. And especially the thing is that the one who is the diner, the one would say the word, the stopped word. And the others, and even that same diner as well, all the members, according to me, all the participants would try to just put down a word which is the starting word. For instance, if if I was, for instance, if I'm speaking ABCD in my mind, and if someone, especially my elder sister, has spoken stop, and the word which I was speaking at the same juncture, at the same time, that, for instance, that is P. So it meant completely that I am just requiring to put down a name which should start from the word P, and the place that should also start from P, and animal that should start from P, and as well as thing that should also start from P. But the thing is that there are some of the animals who, according to me, who can't start from the word P. And especially there is no animal with the word P. This is the thing. But there is a bird which is from P, named parrot. And even there are some of the animals. There are some of the animals who can be started from the specific words like T, and even like A, like B as well. But there are some of the animals who can't be started from some of the words like P, like U, like I as well. That's the thing. And even according to me, this game is quite much beneficial for learning vocabulary, as one would try to focus on the mind for just getting to know about the words, and especially about the name, and especially about the thing, especially about the animal and place of the same alphabet, really. And even today I played this game along with my elder sister and along with my younger brother, and even I won this game 5 times. And especially, you know what, there is a trick for winning the game. The trick is that you are just requiring to put down the name as swiftly, as nimbly as you can, the name and all the things, really. And then what you have to do, all you have to do is that you have to just say stop, and you would be the winner. And even then you have to say all the things which you have written earlier. And even then the then other participants would try to, according to me, then one of the other participants would try to say the abcd in mind, and then the one of the other participants would try to say stop in the mildest. That's the thing. But let it be. And even according to me it was quite much herculean for me to just elaborate about the game, really. I explored myself unable to explain and elaborate about the game, as I've never elaborated about any sort of game. That's the fact. But let it be. And in addition to, the thing is that one should try to speak English for at least 2 minutes. How it would be helpful for one? Okay, according to me, our mind, that would be exercised up to a great extent for speaking English if one tries to speak English for 2 minutes on the regular basis. And even one's habit would be, later on, one's habit that would be to speak English, really, to speak English and to become advanced in speaking English. And it so happened with me, really, it's the real thing. Earlier I used to speak English for 2 minutes, and thereafter I used to just enhance and increase the time. And then I used to just speak English for 5 minutes, and thereafter 13 minutes, and thereafter 18 minutes, and thereafter 20 minutes, and so on. And one day I spoke English for 20, no, for 2 hours. Really, it's the reality. And even listening skills are quite much good, as our subconscious mind that just grasp and even clutch and even store all the vocabulary, all the words which are unfamiliar with all of us. That's the fact. And even reading aloud, that too is quite much beneficial for learning English. How it is beneficial, how it would be beneficial, and how is it helpful? Let me disclose this sort of thing. Let me spill the beans. Even let me open this sort of thing. Okay, so according to me, you know what, our subconscious mind would focus on the words, whatever we speak, whatever we read aloud. And even thereby our pronunciation, our accents would be perfected. And even learning English would become easy, would turn easy for all of us, really. And especially for the beginners of learning English. And fourth thing is English conversations. You know what? Doing English conversations with the native speakers, that is quite much beneficial for learning English, as the native speakers, they are the advanced orators, and even they can judge us personally, even they can just teach us about grammar, about other sorts of things, really. And even this is quite much impossible and impractical for us to just have a conversation with the native speakers. So I strongly and highly recommend this, that we should try to do the conversations with the school teachers, with the tuition teachers of ours. And even there is an app which named Cambly, but that is quite much expensive one, handsome and hefty amounted one for learning English from the native speakers. And even let it be. And in addition to, according to me, having a conversation with the school teachers, that is quite much good, as the school teachers can judge us personally, and even they can just teach us something new regarding the vocabulary and regarding the English as well. And but what is the role of the grammar for learning English? Let me familiarize you with this one. According to me, grammar, that is futile, useless, wrestle for learning English. Even I don't know anything regarding grammar, but I can speak English. I can express my views on English. Really. I didn't try to learn grammar. Earlier my main focus that was merely on learning grammar, but the moment when I explored myself, unable to learn grammar, unable to grasp the grammar related things like tenses and other things, and so then I just thought like that learning English without grammar, that would be easy, and so I used to work on the English without learning grammar. And according to me, you know what, I know well versed about Hindi, but I didn't try to learn grammar when I was a kid, when I was an infant or even a toddler as well. I didn't try to read the Hindi related books for learning Hindi. But I know this as I heard whatever my mom said, I heard the conversations. So listening skills are quite much beneficial for learning English. That's the fact. And even according to me, if one is unable to have a conversation with the school teachers or with others, as according to me, this is this is impractical for some of the kids and for some of the adults and for some of the youths as well. So I highly recommend this, that speak English to yourself, having a conversation with yourself, speak to yourself and give answers to yourselves. This would be a good thing, really. I myself used to do this in the olden days, and now I'm speaking English alone. I'm speaking English to nobody. I'm just speaking English before the camera of my phone, really. This is the nice thing for learning English. This is the best technique for learning English. No one can say about this technique before the camera of the mobile, really. And hopefully I've spoken all the things.